and me pull everybody in. Storm,
Yes,
won't you
sir.
go ahead and start talking? I think I'm great switch. I don't want to break the feed, but I'm having some issues up here.
Okay. So I'm sure we're going to get into it. So let's talk a little bit about it now. We're going to talk about the NBA Finals. It was a great game last night. I thoroughly enjoyed great games, especially when the teams involved. I necessarily don't have a stake in at this point. It's just about the players. So there's definitely players that I want to see get their first ring. And but I enjoyed the game. I definitely like how Holiday finally showed up offensively. Defensively, he's been playing very well. Offensively, he brought it, and we saw what type of team Milwaukee is when all three of their quote unquote superstars or stars, for that matter, are hitting off on all cylinders. It was a great game to watch. Booker did his thing, put up another 40-pointer. He definitely needed help. I'm looking for Ayton. I feel like he's like a piece in this that needs to step up a little more if they're to win. He's been playing great throughout these playoffs, but unfortunately, we just need a little more from him. Definitely impressed with Giannis. Impressed with how he is now passing the ball. He had a couple of dimes. I'm definitely a fan of making plays that way as far as passing, and he's definitely opened up. And the team looks well. They seem more involved. They get to touch the ball, and then at times he comes in and does his superstar quality MVP type thing. So definitely impressed with that. You ready, D?
Awesome. Way to hell hold it down. I don't know what's going on. It did that to me on the football show on Wednesday. I have no idea. I've never had any problems up here. No big deal. Switch to the hotspot. Again, everybody, this is the state of basketball. I'm the one that is Big Borb. We are here for episode 28, part 3 of the NBA Finals. We're brought to you by Carma Coin, the charitable crypto organization or charitable cryptocurrency that gives away supercars, elite performance, Revved Up Tattoos, BaumBurgers, and Terphouse Clear. So, let's pick up a little bit where you were. There wasn't too much going on outside of the NBA Finals. I know that we had the WNBA All-Star game over the weekend. That was pretty good. I don't know how much of that you watched. They broke it down differently. It was the USA team against the WNBA All-Stars, so to speak. So there was a decent storyline in it. Candace Parker, I thought, played well, but she wasn't on the Olympic team. She's on the WNBA side. But the controversy of the snub, we had a snub of Enrique Owubenwange. I swear I can't say her name. She was snubbed. I don't know how she was snubbed off that team, but I guess she wanted to let the people know that she wasn't happy about it. And the WNBA beat the USA team. She got MVP, and I think she had like 30 points.
Yeah. Yes, as you said, did not get to watch the game. Unfortunately, I had to work. So I definitely can understand not being selected for a team, no matter what level, really. If you feel snubbed, if you get an opportunity to play against some of the people that were chosen ahead of you, a lot of people like to demonstrate that. So that's a great motivator. I do know that.
I do know the WNBA, the All-Star game was pretty competitive. It was quite good, but I think the biggest deal was the 3-point shootout. Because you had the 6'6" Jaquez Jones. She was lighting it up. She hit 27 on her first round. And then I can't remember the young lady. Well, she's not young, but the lady who won it. I know her wife is her teammate Vandersloot for the Sky, but she had won it twice already. And so, out of, some Steph Curry, Steve Kerr type shit. You know what I mean? She comes out of nowhere again to win it for her third time. I mean, like cash money.
How about Craig Hodges style?
Yeah, that too. Craig Hodges, somebody.
A
Reggie,
throwback. They had
Larry.
him. He was competing, and he wasn't even on the team.
He wasn't, was he?
Right. That last one, he was just because he won the last time. He was there to defend his title. And I think he was still part of the players.
He froze up on this. I don't know if that's me or him, but I'm going to talk just in case. So that was the WNBA. The 3-point contest was extremely exciting. You know, I always like the shooters. I like to see them adopt some of that into the men's 3-point contest. They had the Dew 3, where you had the Mountain Dew spot where you hit that shot and you get 3 points. Then you had a whole rack of money balls that you can place anywhere. It was a pretty good concept. I liked it for the women's game.
Entertaining, definitely.
Let's see. Don't have anything for college. A couple things for NBA. But before we get to that, let's take a quick commercial break because we're not going to be on here long today. We're going to talk about this stuff and we're going to get right on out of here. It's Sunday. Keep it easy. I'm ready to chill. Feel. Let's see. Who's up? Let's go with this guy. Hey, bro, if you look at that video close enough, you see Dan on the squats. Hey, but I'm going to give a shout out to Zach, my good buddy over at Elite Performance. If you want to get your body in the right shape, why don't you check him out? 765. I lost him. 765-499-1005. If you haven't seen Dan lately, I think he's dropped about 50 pounds, bro. And that's all with Zach. He's looking pretty good. So shout out to Zach. And we have another lifting competition, September 11th. So check out the website and you guys can get signed up for that. Little NBA. Team USA. We didn't get to talk about this the other night because we were just on for halftime of game 4. Or was it game 3? Game 3. But Team USA lost back-to-back.
Yeah. Yeah, and it wasn't even it was very convincing. Just
I'm gonna throw an asterisk in there.
People aren't necessarily frightened, and those are pretty good teams, and they've played together. So, yes,
yeah. I will throw one small asterisk, and it ain't even the guys in the finals not being there. I'm going to put an asterisk in it. Like both of these teams that they lost to, they have multiple NBA players on those teams. So it's not like, you know what I mean, they was just, you know what I mean, Nigeria from 20 years ago when they won by 85 points. You know what I mean? There was 4 guys in that starting lineup that are NBA players. Maybe they weren't starters, but if you're in the league, you're in the league. Right. However you look at it. And
you got game.
Yeah, and they had an NBA championship coach. So, I mean, I expect that. I mean, I expect them to do better. You know, Australia is one of the best teams in the world. You know, they have been. I mean, they got a starting point guard, bench point guard of, you know, Patty Mills. You know, Joe Ingles is on that team. You know, Ben Simmons decided to stay off because he wanted to work on his NBA jumper. Not really sure, but. But Australia's a really good team. So they bounced back pretty well against Argentina, even though Argentina isn't the same Argentina with Manu and a young Luis Scola, even though Luis Scola is still on the team.
He's like Udonis Haslem.
No shit. It's like his 5th Olympics. He's going for his 5th Olympics, son.
He figures he ain't got nothing else going on. Might as well try to get another one of these medals.
I mean, really, I don't know. I've never been to Argentina, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and think there's really not a high volume nightlife in Argentina.
You never know. We never know what it is that they do out there.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, I like Hispanic culture a little bit. You know what I mean? We have to check that out. Maybe we can get a sponsor. No, I don't want to go there because then they might not let me back in.
Well, you have a better chance now than, say, maybe a year or two ago. So,
right. Hey, moving on. We had 2 new coaches in the NBA, 2 new black coaches in the NBA. One we're very familiar with at Willie Green, because I know you remember watching Willie Green actually play in the NBA. So, he's taking over the Pelicans, and Wes Unseld Jr. is taking over the Wizards.
At this point, I have nothing bad to say about these hires. They're new, so that's what happens with new. They kind of have this clean slate. I understand you were, both of them came from being assistant coaches, so they have, a record or something to that effect. But this is their first time being head coaches, at least in this level. So I'm interested to see their style, see how they work. They both, the Pelicans job is definitely the better job, and the biggest part of your job is finding the way to keep Zion in New Orleans. That's your biggest job. As far as the Wizards go, they just, other than Beal and Westbrook, right? Is that what we're talking about? I mean,
as pretty much what you're talking about. They got some good young talent that has potential, like the boy from Gonzaga.
Yeah, the Hawaiian guy or something like that.
I think he's Japanese and Haitian.
Okay, I knew he wasn't. Okay.
I mean, he's not us, but I think he's Japanese.
I knew he wasn't from Chicago or nothing. I knew he wasn't.
No, he's not from Nebraska.
Yeah.
No, they got some decent young talent that has potential. If you can somehow keep Bradley Beal there and happy, and maybe with a new focus point, you might be able to build around. Who knows? I don't know, man.
Do you get Westbrook out of there? He's like the best player that ruins a team. How are you so good, but everywhere you go, things just don't turn out right? Like, I don't understand it. Because
it's not like he's
bad.
Right. He's a good player and he plays hard. You know what I mean? Yeah. He goes out, he plays hard all the time, but they just never, like Luther's curl, they just never seem to just
get a team that can totally gel with him.
No. So I don't know. I think the Pelicans are in a better situation, even though the Wizards were closer. At least the Wizards were closer to making the playoffs than the Pelicans, though.
Yes.
The Wizards were in the play-in. The Pelicans were in the play-out.
Right. And it's hard, and they try hard to get them in there. They did Zion on TV so bad.
They did everything they possibly could. Quick note.
Did you hear, by the way, that they did announce that they are doing it again next year? I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw it. He was talking to Rachel Nichols, the vice president.
Is she out of the doghouse?
But she's still on the jump. She just can't play in the finals. You can stay in the yard. You just can't go outside the fence. They had to punish her a little bit.
Yeah. You silly, man. Moving on, man.
Hey, Damian Lillard is expected. He is expected himself to be in Portland next season. I put on the notes that you can't see. I put on notes, or at least the start of the season. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Finishing the season, I don't know.
I mean, I'm telling you, the league better start paying attention. You got to start prioritizing. I mean, how much is winning and what it actually takes, unfortunately, nowadays financially to win, as well as paying the right players the amount of money. So it's a combo. You got to be able to pay them, and then you got to be able to make sure you're paying the right ones and bringing the right people and getting the right people to come to wherever you are. So do you want to win championships, or you just want to hang around and pick up checks?
Right. I mean, Dame, it looks like he's trying to figure it out. He's got them to spend the money. Now we need to, spend the money on somebody who's going to be on the floor. You got two very quality big men, but they can't seem to stay on the floor. You know what I mean? In crunch times, like the Zach Collins. He came back like for 3 games and then was gone for the rest of the year after missing the year before and the year before. You know what I mean? And Nurkic, like when you play, you're really good. But when you play, and like you love to say, the best ability is availability. And so Dame is like, well, what are you going to do with this lack of availability? Hey, I'm willing to be loyal some more, but what are you going to do? That's pretty much what he put at it.
Well, at his point, I feel like he's definitely peak of his career as far as the type of player he's going to be. I don't know if he'll be able to put up the numbers he's putting up this past year. Well, pre-COVID, during COVID a little bit, and then this year, I just feel like he don't have much longer if he's going to be the man on a team. The clock is ticking.
Hey, who knows, man? Everybody's adopting LeBron and Tom Brady's off-season regimen. So you might see some of these cats last just a little bit longer, expiration date just a little bit longer than you would think they would be. Here is a great news that a lot of people probably don't pay a lot of attention to, probably don't care nothing about. But if you are a hooper, you know what type of ball you like to feel. That sounded so terrible. You know what type of basketball you like to shoot with, like to play with. You have your preferences. You know when you walk in the gym and what ball they playing with, you're like, oh, yeah, we cool today. So here's the deal. Spalding's out. At the end of the finals, Spalding will no longer be, since 1983, Spalding will no longer be the official basketball of the National Basketball Association. They are moving to Wilson, but it will not be the Evolution, which is, in my opinion, the best basketball ever made, hands down. But they're going to do some type of hybrid. Basically, they're going to do the next evolution. Get it? Evolution. The next evolution of the Evolution. So I'm anxious to see what this new NBA ball is going to look like.
Yeah, I'm a bit of an old head on this one. I will try it. I'm not going to say I'm excited or anything like that. The old school pill, the pill just feels good in your hand. It's been used. It's been through some things, and it's got the right air in it. When that bounce back, when you bounce it, and it's definitely a feel thing, and it's going to be something new to adjust to. But yeah.
I mean, I'll go on the record. I've never liked the NBA Spalding basketball. Hated it. Never been a fan. Never. And I like the FIBA basketball even less. But once that evolution, listen, I want to ask 10 people listening that I'll post this question. This might be the question of the week for basketball. I mean, what is your favorite basketball to play with? You know what I'm saying? You didn't hear nobody walk around with no Adidas basketball.
Do they even have a basketball?
Yes, I got one in the garage. It's my outdoor gut ball.
It's the good one for outside.
Yes. But that was that.
I'll tell you my favorite basketball. You remember the basketball I had that had the pump in it? And if it got flat, you could just pump it up.
No flat.
Yeah, I like that ball. I think that was my favorite just for that feature.
I don't like that indoor, outdoor ball because the grip is it's too sticky and gummy. It's just that evolution. It's got the right bounce. It's got the right feel. When it come off that last finger on the flick, oh, it feels so good. Matter of fact, I want to touch it. Where is it? Oh, it's another room. Okay. All right, bro. Let's play this last commercial. Let's dig into these finals, and then let's get right on up out of here. Maybe. And that is Rogue Drink Energy Mix. And when you go to rogue.com, you will enter the BW Sports 1 promo code, you get 10% off your next purchase. Whew, so that brings up, which is what we're in, From the Elbow. Awesome. And our conversation is the NBA Finals. And when we first started, when I would have a typical dip, because these Big Storm went into last night's game 5. I watched a little bit of, I was in and out because I was watching the UFC at the same time and entertaining guests. But from what I saw, it was great resolve by Milwaukee because Phoenix being back home, just losing 2 in a row, not trying to drop 3 in a row, came out with a good left hook. I think they were up, 18 coming out of the first. And then so I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I think I'm on, you know what? Let me go over here and watch a fight or two with this UFC and come back. So I'm sitting there puffing on a cigar, right? And then I look at the score and I'm like, oh, they're up. Let me switch back over to the game. And then I catch a feel of the game, and Holiday is the key right now. And I think what I said earlier this week, the role players, the extras, who is going to travel. And right now, we've seen that Milwaukee is traveling really good in the finals. It's they got the leg up, man, going into Milwaukee for game 6. I like the play of Drew Holiday. Chris Middleton hit big buckets at late when they – I like this, what I like, that they can go to Chris Middleton late and not have to depend on Giannis when he's making 4 for 14 from the free throw line.
Definitely. I also feel like Phoenix is actually showing their age right now. They're actually looking as if the moment is actually getting too big for them, where they were fighting the moment. They were embraced in the moment earlier in the series. Now that they're in the thick of it, it looks like it's affected them a little bit.
I definitely agree with you. You know what I mean? And this is not a Chris Paul section, but you can see the frustration in his face. He can tell, and you can tell that the youth is coming out in Phoenix. And you can see it in Jake Crowder too. It's like certain instances, it's like, what are you guys doing? Like, where has this been all of the playoffs? You know what I mean? Devin Booker fouling out. You know what I mean? You give 4 fouls and then picking up 2 quick. I mean, you should not be sitting down. And they didn't call 5 to keep you in the game. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it is. Ayton, I mean, he's giving you first quarters, but then where are you at for the rest of the game? You know what I mean? Like Lopez is
needed. He's needed for them to win.
Yeah, he's definitely needed. And like I said, you can see the frustration in Chris Paul and Jay Crowder's faces. Like, come on. Like, I mean, what else do we have to do to let you young boys do what you're supposed to do? You know what I mean? I've done my job.
It's your time to shine.
And I can't say really Booker. Booker had that one bad game. He had that one bad game where he had, 11 points or something like that, 15 points or something like that.
For him, it's more of the attempts. And I feel like that's kind of getting in the way. If he gets into superhero mode, a lot of times that takes attempts away from Aiden. And, being a post player sometimes, you need the ball given to you versus you have the ball in your hand already. So that's just something to be tricky with. Yeah, he posts big numbers, but let's look at how many shots he took to get that. Because I want to say he shot about like 33 to 35 times. Like, dang. What about everybody else?
Like, if you shoot 35 times and you have 41 points, that's not a good percentage. You shoot 35 times and you got 70 points, it's probably a good percentage.
Yeah, that means you're efficient. And remember when that used to be a thing back when LeBron was with Miami, how efficiency, like they were trying to get the best field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, like that was the actual thing. And I feel like, at least Devin Booker has just never met a shot he didn't like. But I know you can understand that.
Yes, I can. But I really think that I passed more than Devin Booker did.
Towards the end.
Oh, back when I grew up.
Yeah.
Understand the game. Yeah, I mean, but on the flip side, we want to talk about Milwaukee a little bit. I mean, even with Giannis's struggle from the free throw line, I think they figured out how to manage that. You know what I'm saying? Because you can pretty much tell when Giannis is in a groove. You know what I mean? He'll catch it. He'll miss like 6 or 7. And then, he'll hit 8, 9, 10 in a row. We've seen him do it. It's just what part of that groove. And, I mean, Drew Holiday and Giannis tend to, with the help of Lopez and Bobby Portis, they tend to, control quarters 1, 2, most of the third. And then late third and fourth quarter, Chris Middleton is making his money. He is like scoring as easily as I've seen a score. I mean, he's getting to the bucket. I mean, he's hitting the mid-range. He's hitting the 3 with a hand up, and he's making basketball plays.
He's definitely have the highest of confidence right now in this game and this show. That's all it is. Like when I look at him, what I see confidence.
Yeah, you can see it because you can tell. Like I was trying to explain it to some people not too long ago. We were in Chicago. I'm like, you can see hoopers. I mean, there's a gym full of people playing basketball, but you can see hoopers because it's in them. It's the way they walk. It's the way they stand. It's their mannerisms. And when Chris Middleton walks on the floor, you can see him oozing that confidence like, man, hey, who I'm getting today? Who's on? Yeah, I like that guy dressed in everything matching. That's who I want today. Like, oh, no. He over there with his girl and his family. Yeah, that's my guy today.
About to be some bad family news.
Yeah, man. About to have somebody girl cussing me out on the court. Memories.
Oh my gosh.
What do you got? You think they go back to Phoenix, or you think Milwaukee ends it?
It's hard to tell, to be honest. I feel like the key is this: how Phoenix can bounce back. Can they regain their confidence? Because they did not look confident other than Devin Booker, but Devin Booker was confident in taking shots. So I'm talking about the confidence on defense, turning it over, being able to be patient enough. Yes, you want to play with pace, but hey, let's get the big guy involved a little more. Can you shoot maybe 20 times and get 40? I mean, can we work on our efficiency and not just pulling just to pull, just because you can pull, just because you can make a shot doesn't necessarily mean you should take it. In other words, as a old cat said to me once, all money ain't good money. So make sure you do what's best for the team overall. And I feel like if they come with that, if they give Ayton, he's got to shoot at least 10 to 15. Give me 10, 15 attempts. He's probably going to be 85, 90%. Just looking at his, how he gets down.
He don't take bad shots. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't shoot threes. You don't shoot jumpers. I got jump hooks at mid-range right in here.
Pick and roll.
Yeah.
I thought that.
I mean, you got one of the best pick and roll point guards in the league. I mean, and then you got one of the best young guys who are working the pick and roll better. I mean, I don't think there's too many young guys who work the pick and roll better than Devin Booker. You know what I mean, out of this next generation. Obviously, we're going to have a show over the break from the NBA that we're going to talk about the best players under 25 in the league. You know what I mean? Devin Booker has to be, somewhere in the top 5 of that category. And then speaking off the pick and roll, the way you shoot the ball, you know what I'm saying? You shoot the ball so effortlessly. Let's get like Steph. Let's take efficient shots. You know what I mean? Just because you can shoot that right there. Well, let's take one more dribble. And make it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let's take one more dribble and let's get a better shot. Let's get everybody in. So now when I pull that shot, one, my teammates aren't frustrated. And 2, I have a better look because they don't know what I'm going to do. So, yeah. But I like Milwaukee to go ahead and close it out.
Wow.
I think the pressure is a big much for the others. I think it's the others. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if Devin had 50, but I wouldn't be surprised if Giannis had 52 with shooting 4 jump shots.
But that's the other thing he's doing. He is cutting down those 3-point attempts, and although I know he's not afraid to at least shoot them, but at least he's being smarter. And like I said, the whole passing that just broke everything open. As soon as he started passing, instead of trying to force those shots, it looked like a whole new team. To me, that was the single biggest change offensively to why they're playing better. He started passing.
Yeah, I think the last key I have for it, I'm going, a lot of people don't know a whole lot about Milwaukee's coach, I'm Monty Williams. That's what I'm thinking of. Monty Williams, he's a great young coach, or is a good young coach with a lot of talent, but you can still tell that he's fresh. You know what I'm saying? He's still young on that sideline because the adjustments, you can tell that Budenholzer has come from the President Snow line of coaching. You see it, defensive efficiency, and then exploiting the weakness of your other team. And Monty Williams has not yet adjusted, in these last 3 games. And I'm really not sure if the players are at that point to make the necessary adjustments that Milwaukee has made. And plus, Milwaukee has had so many crushing blows of being the number 1 seed and not making the finals. I don't think Giannis will be denied.
I just got a question for you. Is it the coaching or is it the execution? That's always going to be the question. Would the play have worked had they executed, or was it just horrible defensive scheme in the first place, or offensive scheme, or whatever the case may be?
I think they go hand in hand. You know what I mean? You can draw up a terrible play and it can be executed perfectly terribly, and you know what I mean? You did everything right. I mean, but I think you have to have an offensive mind to draw a play, but you also got to have the mind to know what your players can execute. So I think they go hand in hand.
Good deal.
Hey, that's all I got, bro. What you got? You got anything else?
Just for the Eye of the Storm, and I know the one agrees with me. We lost another one. We're losing too many hip hop, R&B, rap. We lost another giant, Biz Markie. Rest in peace. We need to. I'm not sure yet what the cause is, but we got to get this together because we got some legends still around, and I want them to stay around as long as possible. But this has been a rough couple years as far as just our era. You know what I'm saying? Our era of artists.
Well, I want to piggyback off yours. You know what I mean? We as Black men, we have a stigma. I don't know where it comes from. I have no idea, but there's just something that we just have an issue about going to the doctor. I mean, at this point in time in our lives, you can see that these little minor issues that people are dying from, you can be, you know what I mean, a little change in your diet, a little change in your health, a little change, you know what I mean? Sometimes you might have to take a pill or two. You know what I mean? It happens, but you have to take care of yourself, not just for yourself, but your people around you, your family, and those type of things. So, yeah, I want to piggyback off that. Take care of your health. You know what I mean? You got to get things done. You know what I mean? I thank my wife for it because she has put me in like, hey, bro, you got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, hell, a couple years ago before I taken my blood pressure, the little cholesterol pills, I mean, my stuff was so high, man, they wonder why I hadn't stroked out yet. So you got to take care of stuff. You got to go to the doctor, get yourself together. That way you can be around to enjoy shows like us and watch your kids play games and all those type of things. So there you have it.
Hey, and just to let you know, I started going to the doctor when I hit 40. Had type 2 diabetes. I just went to the doctor on Friday. My A1C is down to 5 something. I'm no longer diabetic. I'm still going to finish out my medicine just because I don't want to waste it. And I'm a little nervous about it, but I'm tentatively no longer type 2 diabetic. Don't need to take the medicine. So it works. It only took about 4 or 5 years, but I got it under control. So just to talk about it, how it could just help you just knowing what's going on and knowing how to take care of yourself.
100%. So that's what we got for you guys. We got 2 games left for the NBA Finals. Once you get out there and enjoy some of this awesome weather that we're having here in Indiana, that is finally stopped raining. Feel like I'm in Seattle.
We needed that rain, man.
Man, it's been raining. This is like the rainiest July on record it's been raining all summer.
I know, but I'll take it over the drought that's going on out west.
Well, last year it was hot over here. But yeah, I'm not tripping. So get out there and enjoy yourself. You know what I mean? And speaking for us here at the BW Sports One Network, if you're looking for any type of marketing, commercial sponsorship, any type of design, anything like that, make sure you hit us up, info.bwsports1.com. And if you are looking, info.bwsports1@gmail.com. And if you want to look for the happenings of what's going on with us here at the network and all of our partners, check us out on the website, bwsports1.com. Big Storm, the one, State of Basketball. We out. 3's in the air.
Hit the button.
I am. And Bradley Beal is going home for the Olympics. He's got the